Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.
At the Salvation Army, a shelter isn't just a place to rest. It's a chance to shed layers, let loose, and finally let it go. With your gift, a warm bed is just the beginning. It's the first night of a new day. When our homeless neighbors feel safe enough to close their eyes, they can see the way forward.
truck is a tool, but a Ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
Turn it up. We going big. Throw it down. We gonna really live. Let's go all out. Let's go all out. You know it's gonna get loud. 'Cause we getting down.
Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire Tablet with just a few clicks.
The rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls. The endless echo of more than 10,000 caves. The serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere. Catch the most thrilling moments from your favorite local teams, only on the Southeast Sports Network. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-winning goals, we bring you all the highlights that make the Southeast the heart of sports. Don't miss out. Tune in anytime, anywhere, and relive the action like never before. The action lives on our YouTube channel, but you can watch highlights many different ways by visiting our website. The Southeast Sports Network, where every play matters.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports. Join SESN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SESN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
Walk-off home run. Here's a shot to the right side. This is shaping up to be a strike right side too.
Welcome to Waleska, Georgia. It's the Milligan Buffaloes taking on the Reinhardt University Eagles on the Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson here with me. It's game 3 of 3. Played a game yesterday night, 11-0 Reinhardt Eagles. Reinhardt just took game 2 of the series moments ago, increasing their overall record to 17-3. And the Buffaloes are looking to snatch one away in AAC play, as this will be the final of this series. Welcome inside of Ken White Field and onto the Southeast Sports Network. Glad you're joining us if it's your first game of the series. If not, welcome back. Glad to have you. Lorenzo, obviously Reinhardt has been so commanding so far this season. What can the Buffaloes do to get themselves in this third game and maybe snatch one?
I think their path to winning a game in this series looks a lot like the way that the middle stages of that last game went, where they're playing great defensively, everyone's connected on a string, their pitching was solid, and then getting those timely hits. We saw Milligan get themselves back into the game using that very formula. So that's going to be the way that they're going to come away with a victory in this series. Now, easier said than done going up against a team that has done everything to earn their top 10 ranking thus far in the Reinhardt Eagles.
Lasered that in quickly. Count 1-2. Pate dealing for the Eagles. This is Baird leading us off. He was a hero last time out. Couldn't pull together the win. 1-2. Buffalo's man watches as ball 2 flies by.
Pate's making his 4th start of the season. 3.75 ERA, solidifying his spot in that pitching staff for Reinhardt.
Big thanks to the league for sharing the links to today's game and broadcast. Jay Stansel, Deputy AD and Commissioner for the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Big fan of his incredible work. As we punch out Baird, who will head back to the dugout. Braxton sent away by Pate, who starts hot, dealing well from the mound for the Reinhardt Eagles.
And for Milligan, they definitely want to try to have a better start to this game than they did in that last one. On both sides, both offensively and defensively, but specifically offensively because they were able to get going later in that game, but it turned out to be too little too late. If they have a better start, then maybe it's a different context.
Quick strike 1. Baird followed by Callaway, one of the best in the AAC and country. This is dropped alongside the strike zone for ball 1.
Cade Kilhawahe. Just love saying his name. Once I figured out how to say it, I can't stop saying it.
I bet he's tired of that joke. That was ball 2.
Kilhawahe.
Covered soccer last night. Inter Miami 2 hosting Chattanooga FC. It's like 3 hours of tongue twisters for an announcer.
Those are always really interesting. You look at a list, and a lot of teams are very good about providing pronunciation guides and things like that.
That was a look at your top 10 for the league in the Appalachian Athletic Conference as it's dealt to fill the count.
Did they say Johnson number 1?
It did. Johnson is number 1 at the last check of the standings on the Appalachian Athletic Conference website. I don't think they're real time. I think they are updated infrequently. AACsports.com is where those standings came from. That's why there's a little note on top. It says last updated, March, whatever.
Well, they're having a series right now against Tennessee Wesleyan. We're going to see what they do, but Johnson really establishing themselves in this conference.
Payoff pitch, chopped to the right into the outfield, and Callaway races down to the bag at 1. He's on board. What a hit by Cade.
Speaking about establishing yourself, Cade Kilhawahe getting himself on base, continuing to just absolutely rake for the Buffaloes. And you said it, one of the best bats in the conference, one of the best bats in the country, stepping up yet again for his squad.
There's another look at the Appalachian Athletic Conference standings. So by winning percentage, Johnson is number 1. Tennessee Wesleyan right behind them, followed by number 3, Reinhardt Eagles.
And I don't know how many people may have expected that coming into this season, but again, we had a great chance to do Johnson's series against Reinhardt last year in the later stages of the year, and Johnson really proved to be a worthy adversary against an Eagle team that ended up making a World Series appearance. You could tell that their program was definitely on the rise, and it seems like they've kept that momentum going.
Pikeville Bears handled business against Kentucky Christian, 18-4 the final. UPike has won 3 in a row. They're 11-10 overall, 6-6 in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. choppered off. This one rolls into the backstop. Hello there. I like the way the broadcast set up his position. We're right on top of the backstop here, just feet away from the netting.
So Johnson lost to Tennessee Wesleyan in the second game of that series, 13-8.
Zip down inside. Our count is full with one away. Cade is over on the bag at 1. This is Lobo. Looked good in the second game today.
He's looked good throughout this season. Him and Kel Hawaii have really led the way for them offensively.
Right side, and it's caught by Kroll, who throws to 2. Got him. Play at 1 is safe. 2 away. Incredible hustle play by Nash Kroll, who ropes the ball over to the bag at 2.
And he really laid out for that one. We see Kroll showing off some of the athleticism over there at first base, getting out that lead runner. Very important, keeping a man away from scoring position.
2 down, 1 on board. Lobo on the bag at 1 after Callaway was cut down. This is outside the first ball.
And Milligan had a golden opportunity there to try to start a bit faster in this game, get their bats working a little bit, but Kroll putting the kibosh on any of that.
Got a hold of it. Driven to the right, back towards the wall. It comes down. Free and running around the bases. We've got a run coming home for the Buffaloes, who lead first in the first inning. It's 1-0. Milligan out in front.
And that was a big-time play with 2 outs on the board. Easy lifting one out to right field. Iceman wasn't able to corral it, tried to make the catch over his shoulder. Was not able to make the play. And Milligan doing something that they haven't done so far in this series, starting fast, getting a run on the board in the early stages.
So a runner in scoring position out at 2 with 2 away. He's going to advance down to third. Free and running. He is in prime scoring real estate on the bag at 3.
And those are the kind of mistakes that at this point in the season we've seen Reinhardt do so well at being able to capitalize on teams making mistakes like that. Not used to seeing them have those type of errors and situations. Milligan doing a good job of taking advantage.
Bunted to the left down the line. Play over at 1 as another run is across, and he's safe. 2-0. Milligan Buffaloes with 2 away and a runner on board over at 1.
Perfectly laid down bunt, playing a little bit of small ball there. Good job by Lale to leg it out and bring in another run for the Buffs.
Buffaloes are off and running, and the dugout is feeling it. You can hear them shouting from here.
And it was really that 5th inning in the last game that sort of changed the momentum. And Milligan did a good job of getting themselves back into the ball game. Wanted to see if they were going to be able to carry that momentum. They've done a nice job. They don't appear discouraged for losing that game. They actually seem to be encouraged that they were able to hang around and make that into a contest. They want to come out and prove that they can hang with the top of this conference, with the top teams in the country. A nice start so far here in the top of the first.
Well, and you're exactly right. This is as good as it gets in this league as far as baseball goes. A quick glance, and we'll take another look at this later, so don't panic if it goes away too quickly for you. But Reinhardt currently number 6 in America. Tennessee Wesleyan also in the top 10 in the Appalachian Athletic Conference.
We got Johnson and Milligan also receiving votes. 2 teams pushing up right against that top 25. And both teams, Johnson and Milligan, having a chance to go at the top teams in the conference this weekend. We're getting a nice look at the depth of talent in this conference today and yesterday as well.
1-2, popped up to the right side, trending back, and he dives for it as the ball is loose. 2-run lead already. The Buffaloes are not going to bring home a third run. He'll stay in scoring position at 3. 2 in prime scoring real estate for Milligan University's Buffaloes.
And it's just been a bit of a struggle right now for Barry Eisman out in right field. The wind is starting to pick up, so that probably changes the spin a little bit on the ball coming off the bat. You're not really sure where it's going to land, how you're supposed to attack it in the air. He's struggling a little bit. Milligan taking full advantage of it. A 2-out rally, 2 runs already on the board, and a chance to add even more.
Quickly catches strike 1 with 2 away and 2 in prime scoring real estate. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, Southeast Sports Network, college baseball in North Georgia. Big cut, couldn't get a hold of it. Berkey wanted every bit of that and catches strike 2.
Milligan again, something to prove in this game. They're a team that was right there when it comes to being in the AAC championship game, falling against Reinhardt in a 1-run contest. Eagles were able to win that game by way of that walk-off by Tucker Zadunik last season. And then a few weeks later, coming within a few runs of making it to the NAIA World Series, they feel like they're right there.
He strikes out, and that retires the side. We'll keep it right here, though, instead of going to break. So don't touch that radio dial. Don't touch your remote. We've got more to come for you on the Southeast Sports Network. First, we're going to poke around a little bit. We're going to look in league play and see what's going on. We're going to also take a look at a couple of different things that we like you to check out. Let's start by taking a look at those standings again for baseball. Johnson number 1, followed by Tennessee Wesleyan, Reinhardt, Milligan, and Montreat in the Appalachian Athletic Conference at the last update. First, we're going to keep it right here in Waleska, Georgia as we go to the top of the hill. More lacrosse, and Kaiser is on top of Reinhardt in women's lacrosse, 6-2, 4 goals separating them. Now we're going to skip our way to Southeast Tennessee, and still scoreless, Tennessee Wesleyan hosting Milligan. And headed over to South Carolina, where it's Columbia's Koalas, still in game 1 in the 6th inning, trailing by 6 runs to the Truett McConnell Bears, 10-4. And sticking with baseball, we've got the Lions of Bryan College in Barberville, Kentucky, taking on Union Commonwealth University's Bulldogs. And Bryan is leading by a pair, 7-5 down the backstretch. That's what's going on around the Appalachian Athletic Conference. And I mentioned I'd give you another chance to take a look at the league standings, so let's go ahead and do that now. And a quick, more in-depth breakdown of what you're seeing here. LSU Shreveport, 495 points in the poll. This poll is only 3 days old, so this is super up-to-date for the NAI. Now, Tennessee Wesleyan lost to Johnson, so that could shake things up. TWU's Bulldogs are 16-3 at the last poll, 481 points, followed by the Fire of Southeastern University, who are undefeated, 461. Georgia Gwinnett in 4th, Cumberland's Pats in 5th, followed by the Reinhardt Eagles, Weber International, Hope International, Arizona Christian, and Houston Victoria. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, and we're into the bottom of the 1st inning in college baseball between the Reinhardt Eagles and Milligan Buffaloes, and the Buffaloes have jumped out to an early lead.
And precisely what they needed to do, right? Because the last 2 games were a struggle because they weren't able to start fast. They weren't able to find early success. Being able to do so gives you the upper hand. We know that they're going to be able to come alive late. Now putting pressure on Reinhardt early, we're going to see if the Eagles are able to respond.
Leadoff batter for the Eagles is Phelps, the righty. The shortstop, 2 quick balls. Dealing is Bishop. Chopped to the left. This one controlled at the shortstop, down to the bag at 1, and he is not fast enough to beat that ball as he'll go back to the dugout. 1 away for the Buffaloes. That's a nice start for Bishop and Milligan University. Next in the order is going to be Shamley. Buffs a 2-0 lead. Shamley, big swing for strike one. Wanted every bit of that, couldn't get a hold of it. Fouls off. This rolls off the side of the backstop.
So Reinhardt had a ton of momentum from the first game of this series in the early stages of the second game, but the bats started to get very, very cold. They were struggling to find their footing. It wasn't until Nash Kroll's 2-run homer that they were able to get back going offensively.
Chop to the right side, play down at one as he hustles to the bag, and really, really good hustle out of him, trying to make his way down that base path, but not in time, so he'll go back to the dugout.
And that was a bang-bang play, another play that I will surely try to send over as a proponent for instant replay, but great hustle to be able to step on that bag and secure the out. It's going to happen at some point. I'm going to make it happen.
Kroll choppers this to the left, controlled it short, play over at one, and in time for the Milligan Buffaloes, who nurse that 2-run lead and take us to the top of the second inning between Milligan University and Reinhardt. And again, no break. You never get to watch a commercial today. We're going to keep you around with us as long as we can. I want to invite you to check out
Tennessee,
the
a look at the
Sports
river.
Network YouTube
That's
channel
across
and
the street
archives on
from the Meadowview Marriott
SCSSports.com.
Conference Resort and Convention Center, and that's where we are,
North Georgia.
inside
On the
of
left
this
is
building.
highlights
Welcome everyone
from the
onto
Appalachian
the grounds.
Athletic
A beautiful
Conference
golf course
basketball
outside.
tournament.
It's a beautiful
Full
day
games
here in
are
East Tennessee
archived
up in
and
the
available
mountains,
for replay
where
at
we're going to play for a title. Come
All
on
the
inside
places
of the
we
gym.
archive
We're glad to
games,
have you
including
along for the
YouTube,
ride.
Fire
I'm
TV.
Gabriel Fry.
You can
Gary
go watch
Johnson
the
is here with
replay
me
of the
for
championship
basketball.
games. This
Milligan,
is the
McCaskill,
men's
big short,
championship
and
between Johnson
again!
University, the Royals, and the Milligan Buffaloes.
Oh, man, they've got to find a way to stop him. He's on fire in Kingsport.
Here really quickly to a different highlights package. The women's team won the AAC championship for the first time in 2 decades
in
as well.
Kingsport, Tennessee,
It was the first
it
ever
is
men's
title
championship.
time. Hi,
for
welcome.
Milligan
This is the
Buffaloes.
Southeast Sports Network.
Congratulations to them.
Gabriel
Again,
Fry
the
here.
replays,
Gary
the
Justice
highlights, and so
alongside
much
me.
more available
Great
in
day
our
for golf.
archives.
There is a lot of people out on the course outside of the Marriott
Meadowview.
enjoying the beautiful sunshine and warm weather, and we are inside.
And of course, we'll have the baseball and
Welcome
softball
into
tournaments
Hall
coming up in May.
B, where we are playing some basketball. A champion will be crowned between the Tennessee Wesleyan
Love to see it.
Bulldogs and the
I told you,
Milligan
no break
Buffaloes
for you.
today.
You just
Shot
get to watch
56%
partial
from the
highlight
floor.
packages and be told
Down
to go
inside,
check them out
too
later.
easy. A quick bucket for Jacelyn Stone.
Jason Stone did that several times yesterday. She's that elite
break,
point guard
no
that's needed to
food,
run this
no
Jason
drinks.
Smith offense.
Hold
Gets
it.
the
You have to watch the
Bulldogs
game.
on the board early.
Sent down to the
2-0
corner.
Milligan
Clark
Buffaloes.
pulls up. Too
As
easy
we're
for
about to
Clark.
get back underway.
She
in
responds
North Georgia.
immediately. We're off and running as it's
Between Reinhardt and Milligan University. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. It's the top of the second inning on the Southeast Sports Network.
Now this is the freshman Smith yet again coming up to bat for Milligan.
Got a hold of it. Rode back deep. And this one controlled right in front of the scoreboard. One away.
I mean, he's trying to flip the script. He struggled a bit in the second game of this series trying to get going.
Takes a big cut. Couldn't get it to go. That was strike one with one away in the top of the second for the Buffaloes. Holds off.
Milligan trying to put even more pressure on Reinhardt here. Already 4 hits one time through the order.
Popped up on the very edge of the infield, and this one means there'll be 2 away for the Reinhardt Eagles. Well controlled.
And that's big time for Tim Pate. really collecting himself, really settling into this game. Good job of not allowing this to get too far out of hand. Securing 2 outs immediately here in the second inning, trying to help the Eagles right the ship.
We're back to the top of the order as it's strike one for Baird.
Baird is a guy who I can describe as an on-base machine, someone who specializes in getting on base and making things happen for Milligan. Someone they really need to get going.
Delivered low on the corner of the strike zone. That's strike two for Baird.
Now the Buffs need to try to pour it on. They need to try to get as many runs as possible because you know an Eagle avalanche is coming.
Gets a hold of this, controlled, and sent to one to retire the side. We will flip to the bottom of the second inning in North Georgia. 2-0 Milligan Buffaloes.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere. Catch the most thrilling moments from your favorite local teams, only on the Southeast Sports Network. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-winning goals, we bring you all the highlights that make the Southeast the heart of sports. Don't miss out. Tune in anytime, anywhere, and relive the action like never before. The action lives on our YouTube channel, but you can watch highlights many different ways by visiting our website. The Southeast Sports Network, where every play matters.
Welcome back in North Georgia. First pitch, a little errant. Slides through. We're in the bottom of the second. Reinhardt back at the plate. They allowed a pair of runs in the top of the first. And the Buffaloes leading in a series where they have yet to claim a game. Reinhardt, number 6 in the country. This one blasted back, deep left field, and collected. One away.
If you're the Buffs, you can't ask for a better start. Right now, you're holding Reinhardt's lineup at bay. You were able to start fast at the plate yourselves. These are the kind of games that when the committee compares resumes at the end of the season and is saying, hey, who are we going to put in this NAIA playoff bracket? Who do we think can compete with the top teams in the country? These are the kind of games that they point to, saying, hey, this team was able to go on the road and compete with a top 10 squad. It would be an even bigger boost if they're able to come away with the victory.
Takes the strike. Count 1-1. Way outside for a second ball.
At some point, we're going to have to check scoring the women's lacrosse game again, too.
It's almost time to check in up there.
Want to get around to that. Men's coming away with an unfortunate loss earlier today.
Sumford strike 2. Count 2-2. This is Boscarino. Low, tight, strike three. Send him back to the dugout.
First K of the game for Bishop, and he's playing with a lot of swagger right now out there on the mound. Very unafraid of this potent Reinhardt lineup, giving them everything they can handle thus far.
5-goal advantage for Kaiser over Reinhardt. Up on top of the hill in Waleska, Georgia.
See if the defending national champs can flip the script in that one.
This one's outside for a ball. 2 away. Just play some music in the middle of a
delayed walk-up song. Delayed walk-up song.
Hey, here's your walk-up song. Good luck.
2 seconds, cut it off. Barry Eisman hit a homer in the last game, trying to maintain his momentum. Hopefully not hearing his walk-up song on time doesn't affect him too much.
2-0 is caught and rolls over the back of the circle. This one choppered to the right side, controlled, and retires the side. So we flip to the 3rd inning in North Georgia.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Back on the Southeast Sports Network. In our game, it's 2-0 Milligan Buffaloes. We're going to take a look around at some other games. First, up on top of the hill, 4-goal advantage for the Seahawks of Kaiser, who are out in front against the Reinhardt Eagles. Hanging around, hanging in there. Obviously, need to find some way to claw their way back out in front in that. In Athens, Tennessee, it's 6-0 Bulldogs, the advantage over Milligan. Buffaloes back at the plate, strike one right away. Cade is 1 for 1. Top of the 3rd inning, a beautiful sunshiny day. It's game 3 of 3 between these two sides this weekend.
Cade Kealowahe, it just seemed like he put together such a stellar season a year ago, hit for 365, 22 RBIs. How is he going to be able to come away with an encore? How is he going to do better than that in 2025? Well, how about batting for 412 RBIs thus far? That was coming into today, so that does not even factor in the multiple hits that he had in the second game of the series, as well as the hit that he had earlier in this game. So just a stellar season thus far for Cade Kealowahe.
Fouled off. and he is hit. He'll take his place on board over at 1. Hopefully he's all right. Hump is going to spend a moment with him. Youch. That sounded like it hurt.
Yeah, it did, and that's not the way that you want to find yourself on base. Now, once you shake everything off and get yourself together, you'll take it, but definitely one that he'll probably feel once the adrenaline wears off.
He's followed by Lobo in the order. Lobo 0 for 1 in his first trip to the plate in this game, having a very nice weekend series.
Nice weekend series. He's had a nice season thus far for Milligan.
Lobo drives this back deep right side towards the wall. Eagles under it and control it. Cade will return to the bag at 1. So he'll go back to the dugout for the Milligan Buffaloes, who lead by a pair of runs.
Yeah, and that's a welcome sight for Reinhardt fans right there, seeing Barry Iceman being able to make that play. Had a few struggles in the first inning, a few plays that were difficult to make, but he was unable to come away with them. Nice to see him make that over-the-shoulder grab to secure the out.
Dropped in for the ball. 1 away, 1 on board over at 1.
So I'm always curious to see kind of the tenor, the demeanor of teams once they lose those first 2 games. It can be very easy to go into that third game and kind of lay down and say, hey, it's just not going to be our weekend, right? And then there's other teams that are able to say, you know what, we're going to rally, we're going to fight, and we're going to give it everything we got to come away with something in this series. You can tell that Milligan is more of the latter and not the former. They really believe that they can beat this team, and again, trying to boost their resume. When you talk about teams that are vying for NAIA playoff spots, they want to be one of the first ones considered.
And so he'll be walked. Ayezi, who's 1 for 1 on the day, the right fielder, takes his place on the bag at 1. And a runner in scoring position out at 2 for the Milligan Buffaloes, who lead by a pair.
And I said it in the last game, anytime that you're able to get guys in the scoring position against Reinhardt, you need to be able to convert. You need to be able to take advantage of it. Dominant arms in their pitching staff.
Gets a hold of it. And moving quickly. So a run comes home as Callaway crosses the bag. It is 3-0 as the Buffaloes extend it by another run in Waleska, Georgia, with 2 on board, another in scoring position already.
And there it is, continuing to put yourself in positions to be successful. Converting when you get guys in the scoring position, you have to be able to take advantage of those situations against the Eagles, because you know when they're in situations like that, more than likely they're going to convert. Right now, all the pressure on the 6th-ranked team in the country.
A lot of pressure here on number 6, Reinhardt, in a 3-0 game. John Burton meeting with the mound. It went final in Barberville, Kentucky, where it was 7-6. The Bryan Lions able to hang on and close out against the Bulldogs. This is a look over in South Carolina, pretty much straight east of us in Columbia, where the Truett McConnell Bears took Game 1. They're in the process of taking Game 2, 3-0. Still looking around, we'll go to Athens, Tennessee, and check in with the Bulldogs, who are leading 8-0 over Milligan. And one more check-in, we go to the top of the hill, where Reinhardt is playing Kaiser in women's lacrosse, and it's a 5-goal advantage for the Seahawks, 9-4 in the second. So the Eagles do make the change, Lorenzo.
There is a change, and it's going to be number 20, Ben Metley. Ben Metley has started a lot of games over the course of his career for Reinhardt. He's come in relief situations. He's a very experienced arm that Coach Burton is not afraid to go to in different spots. We're going to see him come in here in the third, trying to really slow down this Milligan group. Now, Ben Metley, at his best, can be one of the best pitchers in the conference. He has the stuff to be able to really make life difficult on some of the best lineups around. We're going to see if we get the best of Ben Metley here in this relief shift.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Back in North Georgia, where it's a 3-run game that sees the Buffaloes out in front as he suffers strike one at the plate as Jones, the righty, is 1 for 1 on the day. Gabriel Shrine, Lorenzo Robinson, we're in the top of the third with 1 away, and the Buffaloes have 2 on board, 1 in scoring position out at 2.
And that's key, just 1 out on the board, so definitely a chance to add even more runs to their total. They've kept their momentum and their spirits high from that last game and the way that it ended for them. Right now in control against the Reinhardt Eagles.
Jones held off. Count is 2-1. Medley dropped this in, and it's cranked out deep center field, controlled, 2 down, as runners will stay put on 2-1.
And it was well hit, deep out to center field, but just not deep enough to advance that lead runner into a threatening spot at third base. So now 2 outs on the board. Tim Pate here really needs to try to lock in and secure this final out. You don't want to give Milligan an opportunity to add more runs. They've had a few 2-out rallies already in this series.
Berkey, the lefty, takes the ball to get started. He's 0 for 1 in this game.
And the game turned offensively for Milligan in that last matchup when Berkey was able to get himself going.
Got a hold of it to the right side. This goes foul on Berkey and the Buffaloes.
And what type of impeccable timing that would have been, right? But the last game really changed when Berkey was able to get himself going at the plate. His base hit was able to drive in a run for Milligan, and they were able to use that as a launching pad to really get themselves back into the game and tie it up going into the 8th. We're going to see if he's able to get something here. A base hit likely nets at least 1 run for the Buffs.
Got a hold of it. Driven back to the right and controlled as Reinhardt retires the third and sends us to the bottom side of the inning in North Georgia, where they trail by a trio of runs. Back in western Georgia, on the right side, we're live.
They sounded the buzzer, but they kept 2 seconds on the clock.
On the floor, in trouble, chucks it, that's not going to make it. Johnson Royals can't come back. Milligan Buffs storm the floor in Kingsport, Tennessee, 67-64. Tennessee after taking the 2025 AAC championship, and they weren't the only ones. low bar. 4 seconds on the clock. Running out of time. Abby doesn't call up from the wing. Buzzer. They've done it. The Milligan Buffaloes win. Milligan University, for the first time in over 2 decades, claims the Appalachian Athletic Conference Championship.
So much more.
The Buffaloes walk it off at OT.
On our social media channels. You can find us on YouTube.
What a ball game.
Available on all of the different platforms. You can watch SESN, SESNsports.com/how to watch.
This one dropped in quickly for the strike. Eagles hold off for the ball. This is low and outside. Mantooth, the DH.
He's had some stellar moments so far for Reinhardt this year. We're going to see if he's the one that's able to spark the momentum for the Eagles. Right now, they're really trying to keep this from getting out of hand, keep this from becoming a game where Milligan is in firm control. Right now, still in striking distance.
Got a hold of it, driven back to the left, and it rolls down the grass as he is safe on the bag at 1. Too easy for Mantooth.
Too easy indeed, and a huge single there. Lead off, getting a guy on base. Now this is where Reinhardt maybe tries to put some pressure on Milligan and get them back against the wall. Really let their bats start to flow, try to find some momentum. First hit of the ball game. Is this where the floodgates open for the Eagles?
Stevens, the righty, showing bunt. Pulls up, strike 1.
Ryan Stevens had a few hits in the game against Cumberland earlier this week.
Bunts. Running down the line, a race, and he's cut down at 1. 1 away, runner in scoring position out at 2 for the Reinhardt Eagles.
Playing some small ball there. Nice job advancing that lead. Runner in a scoring position. Stevens stepping on the grenade for himself. He's going back to the dugout, but he has his team in a great spot to be able to put something on the board. We'll see if Salazar is able to keep things rolling.
Second baseman with 1 away. Quick strike 1. Oh, 1. Steps off for the ball.
Gail Salazar right at 231 so far this year.
One catches the corner for strike 2.
But how about the job that Bishop has done on the mound for Milligan? Really has controlled this ball game, has slowed down this Eagle lineup. And
big cut, and that one is going to send him back to the dugout. Check, please, as 2 away in North Georgia.
Second strikeout of the game for Bishop. 1 time through the order, just 1 hit on the board for Reinhardt. Now, this is where we're going to see. This is going to be the real test for Bishop. Second time through the batting order. Can you continue to have a strong outing? We're going to find out. Robert Phelps is not going to make it easy on him.
Very tight as Phelps steps back.
Phelps has stepped up in a major way in that shortstop spot for Reinhardt this year. Came into today at 388, 5 homers, 26 RBIs, 11 stolen bases. He's done a little bit of everything for the Eagles so far this season.
Catches a strike,
Kroll and Vargas, they've been very consistent contributors over the last few years for Reinhardt, and Phelps has aligned himself right up with those guys as one of the more trustworthy and consistent players on this ball club.
2 away, runner in scoring position. Bishop, 1-1. Got a hold of this, driven left side, and it'll go foul.
And you can hear the audible groans from the crowd, and usually when the home team is down, any semblance of contact, you're kind of like, oh, that's the one, oh, that's the one. Unfortunately, going foul there for the Eagles. 1-2 count. Reinhardt, they are definitely a team that's capable of a 2-out rally. Bishop needs to try to get out of this inning. You do not want to allow Reinhardt to hang around.
This one's way outside for a second ball. 2 away, runner in scoring position on 2. Counts 2-2 for Bishop, who is trying to close the door against Phelps.
Now, I had a pitcher tell me a long time ago, the easy part is getting to strike 2. The hard part is getting to strike 3.
Timeout.
It's the catcher, Heidel, may have been shaken up a little bit.
Looks like he's good to go, and we'll play on. Bottom of the third, 3-0 Milligan Buffaloes, 2 away. Bishop. On the mound, he'll deliver the 2-2. Wants to check in. Out at 2. I think the dog scared him. It scared me. There's a dog kind of in the front row over here, and the shaking of the dog made a sound that sounded like somebody maybe trying to steal. Certainly fooled me. Hi, dog.
At some point, we're going to get the dog in here, have him be the third man in the booth.
Dog would probably be a great analyst. The dog would be like, you got to go get that ball. You can't just let that ball, you got to get it.
You ever heard of the show Dog with a Blog?
No.
It's really old. It's a Disney Channel show from way back in the day. You were probably past that point when it was around. So.
Payoff pitches. Gonna walk Reinhardt's man down to the bag at 1. It's Phelps, as I continue to be harassed in the broadcast booth for my ripe old age of 30 years old. So 2 on board now for the Eagles as they stave off being flipped to the top of the 4th by the Buffaloes, who are leading by a trio of runs in North Georgia.
Cade Chamblee, someone that Reinhardt definitely needs to get going. They haven't had the type of consistency that they would want over the course of these last 2 games at the plate. Really looking to get going. 2 guys on board. Chamblee coming up big would be huge for Reinhardt in this situation.
With 2 away and 2 on board, on the bottom side of the inning, Bishop deals. Fouls off into the backstop. Bishop. 0-1. Low, tight, the ball skeeters off of the turf.
Now, he's done a nice job of limiting unforced errors and keeping mistakes to a minimum. Guys in the field have backed him up nicely. Want to keep that train on track if you're the Buffs. Don't want to leave an opening for Reinhardt to run through.
That's tight and low as well as we get a second ball. 2 away, 2 on board. Milligan Buffaloes looking to slam the door on Cade. He's 0 for 1 in this game.
Tennessee Wesleyan and Johnson, the deciding game, game 3 of that series. Tennessee Wesleyan right now ahead in control, 6 runs to 1.
2-1. Gets a hold of it, driven to the left, and the bloop is down as Reinhardt has a runner coming home to get one back. That makes it a 2-run ball game with 2 on board in North Georgia.
And can't overstate how huge that was from Cade Chamblee. Big-time RBI single to get the Eagles on the board. Keep this one from getting out of hand. And now with Nash Kroll coming up to the plate, a 2-out rally is not outside the realm of possibility for the Eagles.
One of the most dangerous bats in America, overnighted from Nova Scotia.
They're going to intentionally walk him, and
understandable.
Definitely understandable.
What an excellent decision by the Milligan Buffaloes to intentionally walk Nash Kroll.
Especially after what he did in the last game, that 2-run homer, the go-ahead homer.
The only reason I can't give that an A-plus decision is because it loads the bases. Otherwise, that's a brilliant decision. Don't let the Canadian bat.
Yeah, bases are loaded, but there's 2 outs on the board. So it's a good sign of faith in your pitcher to be able to get this last out. Now you'd be asking a lot to try to get that last out against Nash Kroll, especially with the way that he hits. But Adrian Vargas is no slouch either. Adrian Vargas, second on the team in batting average. A guy who's definitely going to make Bishop work to get him out. Nice plate discipline. It's going to be an interesting showdown here in the bottom of the third.
Looks like the Reinhardt Eagles are ready to go. Bases are loaded. Nash Kroll is followed by Adrian Vargas in the batting order. 0 for 1 in this third game of the series between the Eagles and the Buffaloes. Two away. 2 runners in prime scoring position. You can see the runner at third, kind of in the center right of your screen. Vargas bunts to the right side. It rolls down past Kroll. At first, it is a very close race to the bag for Adrian Vargas, who doesn't make it in time as the Buffaloes stave off travesty with the bases loaded and will return to the dugout.
Very close. Bang, bang play. Hey, replay. Replay.
Yeah, the Eagles don't look too convinced that they were retired on the side there, but clearly we're going to go to the dugout. Flip sides, the Eagles are going to get to work. We'll keep it here, though. No break for you, as we've got some poking around to do. We'll start up on top of the hill at Ken White Field, and this is lacrosse on the women's side at the half. It's a 4-run advantage for the Seahawks of Kaiser over the Reinhardt University Eagles. Then we go to Athens, Tennessee, to the campus of Tennessee Wesleyan University, where the Bulldogs are up 10-1 over MU. Looking good over there. And finally, we skeeter our way back over to Columbia, South Carolina, where the Koalas in the second inning trailed to the Bears of Truett McConnell 5-1 in AAC play. Bryan College also just took down the Union Bulldogs 7-6 in baseball. Back in North Georgia, where we start with this one being swung on and going foul over the backstop and into the Evergreens. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. Hi, glad you're with us. I'm Gabe. This is Lorenzo, having fun today. Beautiful day for baseball.
Great day indeed. That's why I got the arms out. You know, it's kind of warm outside.
Got a hold of it, driven back deep, and the Eagles man controls this to send him back to the dugout. One away in the top side of the fourth inning.
And that was a crisis. Speaking of the last half inning, that was a bit of a crisis averted there for Milligan. Reinhardt had the bases loaded. Adrian Vargas coming up to bat. A great chance there to add another run to their total at least. Vargas, unfortunately, was unable to find his way on board at first and getting an RBI single. And that makes the coach look like a genius, not allowing Nash Kroll to be the one to go up to bat.
Good call. Big fan of the decision. This is Heidel, who's 0 for 1 on the day, the catcher at bat. With one away, the 1-0. No. Steps back. Ball 2.
So Ben Medley, we're going to see him try to settle in here in this inning.
And this one choppered to the left as it gets down, is controlled, and Heidel, the race over to 1, he's not in time.
And that was a great play there by the shortstop Robert Phelps to be able to come underneath that one, secure it, and rocket it over across the diamond to Nash Kroll. Last season, Reinhardt defensively, they had so much chemistry, so many different guys that were a part of a core group that was around for a long time. It was fair to wonder, with so many new players in the field, how would that chemistry be? Would they be able to sort of recreate the same magic that they had last season? The new additions have done a nice job of falling in line and really making their mark.
This one to the right side, got a nice piece of it as it's all the way down to the wall. Who else? It's the leadoff man, Baird, who's across and down into scoring position at 2 as he slides in safe for the Milligan Buffaloes.
And that was a very, very well hit ball there from Baird. Unfortunately, it seems like he might be shaken up a little bit there at second base.
Hopefully he's all right. They'll take a moment and check on him. And while they do, we'll take a break as well and return with more college baseball in just a moment in a 2-run game between the Buffaloes and Eagles. Back in North Georgia, college baseball in a 2-run game between the Eagles of Reinhardt and the Milligan Buffaloes as Mr. Baird was shaken up sliding into second, up and off of the field under his own power, so that's a good sign.
That's definitely nice to see. Want to make sure that everything is going to be okay. Baird's such a great player for Milligan, so definitely hope that he's not missing too much time.
And Spence will pinch run for him in scoring position at second. Cade next in the order. 2 away already on this side. Eagles looking to close the door against one of the best batters in not only the Appalachian Athletic Conference, but America.
Precisely, and I don't know if there's a player on this Buffs team that you would rather have with a runner in scoring position other than Cade Kealowahi.
Cade ahead in the count by a pair of balls.
And it's so rare to have a guy with, wow.
2-0. Chops this to the left as it stays fair, diving down to the bag at 3. Runner from scoring position, Spence is free and clear to make it a 3-run game. 4-1, Buffaloes out in front of the Reinhardt Eagles as they get that one to go.
And again, Cade Kealowahi, one of the very best players in the entire country, stepping up yet again. Not a guy on this lineup that you would rather have in that situation than him. He's showing just why there. Milligan extending their lead back up to 3 runs, answering the run that Reinhardt scored in the 3rd inning.
Kealowahi perfect in this game, 2 for 2, followed by Lobo in the order. And he's on board himself, standing out at second base in scoring position.
We could do the professional thing and act like that didn't happen. But, you know, I was reacting to, you know, wild statement that was made. Sorry, guys.
This one ropes down the line and over at 1 in time to send him back to the dugout as Kroll makes the play. 3-run ball game as the Buffaloes pad it 4-1. Eagles trail in Waleska. Boscarino first at the plate for Reinhardt University in the bottom side of the 4th inning as he suffers strike 1.
So right now, Milligan's in control. They're adding a run here, a run there. This is the kind of game and the type of game that they had to be able to play to be able to win against Reinhardt.
Boscarino sends that deep to the left as this one is going to come down, and Boscarino headed back.
But I said it, Gabe, when you asked me before the game, how does Milligan come away with a victory? Being able to get timely hits offensively and then nice plays defensively, both in the field and having their pitcher really in alignment and completely focused on the task at hand. That's exactly what we're seeing. Bishop has been phenomenal. They've been great in the field on defense, and they're getting hits right when they need them thus far.
Count filling up quickly on Boscarino.
It's now making our way through the second time in Reinhardt's order. Hasn't really been much success on offense.
2-2 is controlled by the shortstop and is lost over at 1 as Boscarino is safe on the bag.
And those are the type of mistakes that can really come back to bite you against a team like Reinhardt. And we've seen that throughout this year already. Anytime that a team makes a mistake, Reinhardt generally does a really nice job of stepping in and taking advantage of it. Milligan allowing Boscarino to get on base with a guy in Barry Iceman who hit a home run in the last game. Definitely a dangerous time for the Buffs.
0 for 1 in his first appearance in Game 3. Now with Boscarino over on 1. Iceman watches ball 1 sail beyond the strike zone. Bishop still dealing.
And what takes a good team to a great team is being able to make the routine look easy. And that was a routine play that you really expect. Is, man, Iceman really hit that one. It seems like he hit it off his leg.
Hopefully he's all right. Went down immediately.
But good teams, you want to be able to make the routine look easy. So those type of routine plays have to go your way.
Coach is going to check on him, as will the athletic staff. And so while we take a moment in North Georgia, let's look up on top of the hill inside of the stadium and see how things are going in lacrosse. It's 11-8. Couple of goals clawing their way back. Reinhardt Eagles taking on the Kaiser Seahawks in women's lacrosse. And still underway in South Carolina, Columbia in the third inning, trailing by 6 runs to the Bears of Truett McConnell. And a look at the top 10 teams in America right now. The poll came out 3 days ago. Tennessee Wesleyan, an AAC foe of the Reinhardt Eagles, is number 2. Buffalo's got to be close to breaking into the top 25. Johnson as well.
You would imagine, right? Like a team that was able to take a game off of the second-ranked team in the country in the Johnson Royals, a team that's been as hot as anyone in the country. You really have to like their chances. And then Milligan receiving votes and looking to be every bit the squad they were a season ago, maybe even a little bit better. Those are two teams that are definitely going to be gunning and pushing for a spot.
And Reinhardt Eagles, number 6 in America. They continue to look great this season. This one got a hold of it, driven back deep to the right, and it's controlled. So he'll head back to the dugout as Reinhardt returns runners to their position.
Iceman, no rest for the weary, was dealing with that bit of a leg injury there, and then his first swing back at the batter's box, flying one deep out to right field, just not deep enough.
Mantooth with 1 away, 1 on board over at first. Ball.
Mantooth, formerly of Bruton Parker University, came into today batting .365, 17 RBIs. He's been a big-time revelation for this group. Consistent part of this very talented Reinhardt lineup.
Checking in over at 1. He'll stay safe. Two-0. Holds off for a third ball. Mantooth ahead in the count.
Great plate discipline there. You would expect him to really lay off this one. Chance for a runner to get themselves in the scoring position for the Reinhardt Eagles.
This one goes for a strike. (3-1). And this is strike two. Mantooth wanted every bit of that big cut.
And Bishop working his way back into a full count. Putting pressure on Jacob Mantooth here.
One away. Boscarino at one. Bishop will check in with him. The count is full in the bottom side of this fourth inning. Bishop, the payoff pitch. Mantooth fouls off to stay alive.
Definitely staying alive, making Bishop really work, pitch deep into this count. You can't really see it, but it's a cumulative effect. Anytime you're able to get the pitcher's count up as much as you can, really can definitely pay dividends for you as the game goes on.
Chopper to the left side by Mantooth, controlled at two, and so that means two away as he'll be safe over at one.
That was a great job by Milligan to get that lead runner out at second. Tried to turn two for the 6-4-3 double play. That throw was just a little bit errant. So a man remains on base, but there are two outs on the board.
Now batting number 26, Ryan Stevens.
Stevens' first appearance at bat in this third game of the series between the Eagles and Buffaloes. Only one on board for Reinhardt with two away. This time, Stevens cranks it back deep center field towards the wall, controlled to retire the side by the Milligan Buffaloes, who will send us to the top of the fifth inning.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. Quick strike against the Buffaloes. Gabriel Shrine, Lorenzo Robinson. College baseball on the Southeast Sports Network. We're glad you're with us, having a lot of fun today. Did you get a haircut?
No, not recently. Not recently. This one's just kind of lasted, pretty long. So definitely glad for that.
When did you last get your haircut?
Probably about 2 weeks ago.
Okay. All right. Looks good.
Yes, it's fighting for sure.
Right up the middle, controlled and sent to one, where Kroll will send him back to the dugout. One away for the Buffaloes, who are battling in the top side of this fifth inning.
So the bats are a bit late arriving for the Reinhardt Eagles in this ball game. This is where Milligan needs to be able to take advantage. This is where they need to be able to take that next step and really force Reinhardt into a difficult situation. You can put all the pressure on the Eagles if you're able to continue to add runs to your total. A 3-run deficit is not insurmountable by any means for this Reinhardt ball club. So the more insurance runs that you can add, the better.
(1-0) with one away. High and outside for a second ball. (2-0). This one also going for a ball. Delivered low and wide, but this is strike one with one away. (3-1). And this one is a ball, so Leah will take his place on the bag over at first. Followed in the order by Jones, who is 1 for 2 in this third game, the third baseman.
That's not really what Ben Medley wanted to do there, getting a man on base for Milligan. The first 4 innings, they've scored in all except one.
Got a hold of it on the bunt and scrambling as the catcher sends it to one. He's safe. 2 on board for the Buffaloes. With 1 away, they've got a runner in scoring position now.
And I don't think a bunt can be any more perfect than the one that we just saw laid down by Jones. That one just died right in front of the catcher. Saw Stevens trying to corral it, slipping, losing his grip, making that throw to Kroll. But even if he was able to stand firm, I don't think it was going to be made in time.
We have a mound meeting for the Eagles of Reinhardt, so when they get together, we're going to take a look around. We're going to keep it here on campus first, Lorenzo. Right behind us playing some softball. Ryan leading by 5 runs against the Reinhardt Eagles. Surprised to see that. 6-1, the Lions out. Looks like the Eagles right there. How about it? Coming home, and they'll say she was punched out on the other field. I feel like Kevin Harlan trying to call 2 games at once.
I was just about to say
relax.
Kevin
Gotta
Harlan
relax. We're doing too much. And it's a 4-goal game on top of the hill in the third between the Seahawks of Kaiser and the Reinhardt Eagles, 12-8. Sticking with it, we're going to flip across to Tennessee Wesleyan where it's 12-2. The Bulldogs way out ahead over MU at the half. And in South Carolina, 4th inning of Game 2, a 7-run advantage for the Golden Bears with Truett McConnell over the Koalas. Look out. And we've got a change here, Lorenzo.
A change indeed. It's going to be Adam Christopher coming in for Ben Medley. Adam Christopher is going to get a chance here, and Christopher missed a good chunk of his first season here at Reinhardt due to an injury. And ever since then, he's had some outings where he's looked very stellar. He's had some outings where consistency has eluded him a little bit. But what's not in question is his talent. Definitely a very talented arm for Reinhardt. We're seeing things really come together for him this year as well. Another guy.
Sport Tennessee, a look at the river. That's across the street from the Meadowview Marriott Conference Resort and Convention Center, and that's where we are inside of this building. Welcome everyone onto the grounds. A beautiful golf course outside. It's a beautiful day here in East Tennessee, up in the mountains, where we're going to play for a title. Come on inside of the gym. We're glad to have you along for the ride. I'm Gabriel Fry, and Gary Justice is here with me for the
Basketball.
Milligan, McCaskill, backdoor. Again!
Basketball championships, men's and women's.
Oh man, they've got to find a way to stop him. He's on fire in Kingsport.
This is the Buffaloes taking on Johnson. You can see the full highlights
Brock.
from this game as well as the women's game in the full replays. SESNsports.com. There's an archive tab there.
In Kingsport, Tennessee, it is title time. Hi, welcome. This is the Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Fry here. Gary Justice alongside me. Great day for golf. There is a lot of people out on the course, outside of the
Buffaloes, but again,
Marriott
SCSNsports.com
Meadowview, enjoying the beautiful sunshine and warm weather. And we are inside. Welcome into Hall B, where we are playing some basketball.
2 championships, a really solid baseball team.
Not messing around. This one chipped and goes foul.
Really challenging for that all-sports title in the AAC that's given out every season. Reinhardt's normally the leader in the clubhouse for that, but Milligan definitely making a really nice case for it.
Bill Pop's phone is ringing. Milligan Buffs want the Deward Walker. Hey, Bill, where's it at? This one choppered to the right, gloved by Kroll. Goodbye, 2 away.
Getting that guy down, but also for the Buffs, getting 2 runners now in the scoring position. Not the worst thing in the world. 2 outs on the board. A base hit likely drives in 1 run, potentially even more. Milligan trying to do more damage.
Two away and a pair in scoring position for the Buffaloes of Milligan. Holds off as that's a ball. Kristoff. 1-0. Got a hold of it. This one over the top of the backstop.
Pinch hitter in the game, Landon Lutterman. First time we're seeing him today. Pinch hitting for Reagan Smith.
1-1. Got a hold of it. Center, driven back deep. This could retire the side, and it looks like it will, as that sends us to the bottom half of the 5th inning between the Reinhardt Eagles and the Milligan Buffaloes in a 3-run game. At Ken White Field, we have dropped to the bottom side of this 5th inning between the Eagles and the Buffaloes. Milligan, a 3-run advantage in game 3 of 3 between these two. Choppered right down the center and controlled at second base. Thrown to first, and this one is in time.
And we're here with 1 out now down in the 5th inning. That was just Reinhardt's 2nd time through the order. How often do we see that for the Eagles? They are a very, very stellar offensive team. They have plenty of guys who can make contributions at the plate, but it just has not been the case today.
This one zipped inside for strike 1. We're at the top of the order with Phelps And the Eagles need to get something going in the late stages. We're in the bottom side of the 5th inning. This is tight for a ball.
Robert Phelps, again, so stellar throughout this season, a standout performer. Trying to come through for this team right now, and they're in need of somebody to make a play. So far, the only 2 guys with hits in this game for them, Sham Lee and Mantooth, haven't really had any production from anywhere else. Only 2 hits on the board to 7 for the Buffs. Much of that has to go to Bishop in the way he's performed on the mound for Milligan.
2-1. Fouled off over the top of the backstop for strike 2 with 1 away.
Running out of time now for an Eagle avalanche, too. Reinhardt in need of one of those big-time, just rolling momentum plays.
Got a hold of it and down the line to 1, 2 away.
It was fair to say that maybe that one could have been the play that would do it. Nice job there by the first baseman, Lael, to make the play.
Chamley is 1 for 2 in this 3rd game. 3-run advantage to the Milligan Buffaloes, who are looking to flip to the top side of the 6th inning with 2 down.
And he's one of only 2 players in this Eagle lineup with a hit thus far.
Took strike 1 immediately.
So in this and what is a 7-inning game, due to the fact that it's the 2nd of this conference play doubleheader, Reinhardt's running out of time. Really need to try to put something on the board or even just get one in play.
The 1-1 is clattered to the left side and controlled. Play over at 1. That'll send him back to the dugout as well and retire the side as we head to the 6th inning in a 3-run game where the Milligan Buffaloes lead the Eagles. We've got dogs in North Georgia, not 1 but 2. Hi guys, hanging out, having fun in the sun. We're having a lot of fun, glad you're with us. Let's take a look around. We'll stay on campus with these first 2. We checked in a moment ago, and behind us it is now just a 2-run game between the Lions of Bryan College and the Reinhardt Eagles softball team. That one is heating up quickly. And up on top of the hill, this is a good one as well in women's lacrosse action. A 5-goal game. At the end of the 3rd, the Seahawks lead the Reinhardt Eagles. Tennessee Wesleyan 13-2 advantage over MU in women's lacrosse. And it's a 7-run advantage in the 4th inning in AAC action between the Truett McConnell Bears and the Columbia Koalas. Good action around the AAC.
Now batting number 44, Wyatt Heidel.
Wyatt Heidel leading off this side of the 6th inning for the Milligan Buffaloes.
Milligan trying to find some insurance here in the top of the 6th inning. They want to try to keep Reinhardt at bay, and how do you do that? You make it even more difficult for them to be able to make a comeback. Trailing by 3 runs, we know that they are a team that has a proponent for scoring runs in bunches. 3 runs is not much of a deficit for them, but if you're able to make it 4 runs, 5 runs, 6 runs, then you're talking about something difficult.
Wow, roped that right to the shortstop, and he grabbed it. Goodbye. He'll go back to the dugout with 1 away.
Heidel, his struggles continue. Just hasn't been able to get anything going here in this series.
Number 11, Braxton Baird.
Baird, the leadoff, and one of the better in this lineup for the Buffaloes.
a run here would just really be some icing on the cake for Milligan University late against the number 6 team in America.
I'm not a big fan of icing on cake, but yeah, that's a good analogy. Definitely wanting to try to continue to pour it on.
It's never good. They never put good icing on cake anymore.
I mean, you know, I like to just keep it simple, you know. If you have a vanilla cake, just use white icing. You don't have to get too creative. You know, when you start adding all those colors, it takes away from the flavor. That's beside the point, though. Milligan trying to pour it on here in the top of the 6th inning.
What is going on? One away, 2-0. Got a piece of it. This is fouled off and rolls around to the feet of Baxter by the catcher.
Braxton Baird's done a nice job throughout this series. Hasn't had a ton of help. Right now, his team really stepping up in a big way, and he's coming off his first hit of the game as well.
Strike 2.
Baird and Kealowahe have been the 2 most consistent contributors so far in this weekend series. They've continued their stellar play, and now the other Buffs are joining them.
He'll have to step off as that was very tight, and it fills our count in North Georgia for Baird.
Christopher just trying to command the plate there, trying to take control of the zone, make sure that the hitter doesn't get too comfortable there in the batter's box.
Payoff pitch is driven deep to the right side, back towards the wall, and controlled in right field. 2 away for the Reinhardt Eagles as the Buffaloes will send him back to the dugout.
So a nice start to the shift for Adam Christopher, blanking Milligan in that previous inning and already going 1-2 through the order. Now this is going to be the big test going up against Cade Kealowahe. He's been on fire throughout this year. That's continued in this weekend series. We're going to see what Christopher can do in this showdown.
Hello to number 15. Batting over 400 so far in the 2025 baseball season for the Buffaloes. Quickly a ball delivered by Christopher. 1-0. Cade watches. This is strike 1 with 2 away.
And Kealowahe was a thorn in the side for Reinhardt in their matchups in that Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament. He made some really nice hits throughout that shift and really made life difficult for Reinhardt, a team that eventually worked their way into the NAIA World Series. So you can tell he's very comfortable going up against the Reinhardt Eagles. 2 for 2 today.
2-1. Cade ropes this to the left side. It's down and controlled in left field, and he makes his way over to the bag at 1 where he is handily safe for the Milligan Buffs.
And I said 2 for 2, right? Make that 3 for 3. Cade Kealowahe stepping up again for the Milligan Buffs when his team needs it. Big time 2-out single. We're going to see if Lobo is going to be able to keep that momentum going and spark a much needed 2-out rally.
The Buffaloes looking to close the door on a weekend sweep by the Reinhardt Eagles. With 2 away, this is delivered for strike 1. Lobo has been very good, and anything here could spark a put-away run.
So the first time that I saw the Buffs play was in that AAC tournament last season. What I can say between watching them play in that tournament last year and seeing them play in this weekend series against the Reinhardt Eagles, I've been very impressed by the way that they just carry themselves as a team. The way that they carry themselves as a team, they have a ton of confidence. It's not overt, it's not cocky, but you could tell that they're a very tight-knit group and they play well together. They have a never-say-die attitude. They're never going to expect to see themselves out of a game or out of a series. Dropping those first 2 games, they've continued to rally.
Chopper this, and it's going to be a strike. That's his second with 2 away.
I was banging the table really hard for Milligan to get into the playoffs last year, and they came within 1 game of making the World Series. You would expect to see them as a team that's right in the mix yet again.
One, 2. Huge cut, retire the side, and the Reinhardt Eagles keep their comeback dreams alive in this 3rd game. 4-1 Buffaloes carry the lead into the bottom side. behind us, where the Bryan Lions are out ahead by a trio of runs, Lorenzo.
Love to see the defending Appalachian Athletic Conference champs, the Reinhardt Eagles, get themselves back into this ball game.
Reinhardt is also playing inside of the football stadium in women's lacrosse action. There's a look up there, Lorenzo. They're in the fourth. It's 14-8, 6 goals separating the two.
And it's not looking good for the defending national champs right now. Kaiser doing a nice job, but it seems like the men's and women's lacrosse teams are at the mercy of the Florida schools today.
6 runs separate Truett McConnell from the Koalas of Columbia. And in our game, it's pretty much do or die time for the Eagles. Obviously, they have the 7th inning, but we're into the bottom of the 6th, and this guy is someone who could break things open for Reinhardt, Nash Kroll.
And what a time would it be for Reinhardt to be able to build some momentum. They're getting ready to work their way through the heart of their order. It's going to be Kroll, Vargas, and Boscarino due up. Iceman, if one of them is able to get themselves on. So this is the part of the batting order where Reinhardt has a chance to really switch the momentum towards their direction. We'll see if Kroll can be the spark plug that he usually is in situations like these.
Kroll ahead in the count initially, 2-1. Nash going to hang off and catches a third ball. A sigh of relief for the Reinhardt Eagles. (3-1). Kroll takes a huge cut for a second strike and fills our count.
Nash Kroll has great plate discipline. You know that was a pitch that he really wanted a lot of if he was swinging on a 3-1 count.
Gets a hold of this as he fouls off. It goes back into the evergreens.
And Bishop's still on the mound for Milligan. We're seeing a lot of trust in him, and he's been phenomenal going up against this Eagle lineup. He's only surrendered 2 hits and 1 run.
And this one skeeters through the turf, so he'll take his place down on the bag at 1.
And against a bat like Nash Kroll, sometimes it's better to just throw it into the dirt. You don't want to give him a chance to make something happen. We saw that intentional walk earlier in this game. There seems to be a real emphasis on keeping Nash Kroll away from making any game-changing plays.
The pinch runner, Cedric, will take Kroll's place on 1. And next in the order is Phelps. Scratch that, Vargas next in the order, excuse me.
Cedric Cullors, the pinch runner for Reinhardt, a 2-sport athlete for the Reinhardt Eagles, also a member of the Reinhardt football team, plays receiver.
It's got to be hard to do at the collegiate level.
Yeah, you got to be really talented, and you have to be motivated as well to be able to do that. I got a lot of respect for Mr. Cullors and what he's able to do.
1-0. Chopped to the right, controlled at 1. He's gone, thrown to second, and they got him. Double play for the Milligan Buffs in the bottom side of the 6th inning. They send 2 back to the dugout at the same time.
Definitely in the rare 3-6 double play there made by the Milligan Buffs. Really putting a lot of pressure on the Reinhardt Eagles. They only have 4 outs left.
Lale can do no wrong. He's 2 for 2 at the plate today, and he turns the double from first with an incredible rope over to second. With 2 away, Reinhardt. Boscarino drops a little bloop into the outfield, and he'll be safe on board over at 1.
And that was just over the outstretched arm of Smith. He tried to leap up and grab it. Boscarino lifted it up just enough to get himself on board.
So 1 on board in Boscarino is Iceman. Next in the lineup for the Reinhardt Eagles.
Again, Reinhardt down to their final 4 outs, trying to keep themselves in the ball game. That was a much needed hit, just their 3rd hit of the game. Bishop's been just phenomenal, though, for Milligan. He's been a really tough cookie there on the mound. Reinhardt trying their best to make any plays they can against him.
Got a hold of this and driven out to the bag at 2. That retires the side, and we go to the top of the 7th inning, where the advantage is 3 runs to the Milligan Buffaloes in Waleska, Georgia.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire Tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Ken White Field. This one is caught, driven left side, controlled. Goodbye, 1 away in the top side of the 7th for the Milligan Buffaloes, who are looking for an insurance run or 2 down the backstretch.
They are, and the man who's going to be tasked with keeping their lineup at bay is going to be Brock Weiss, the native of Parker, Colorado, veteran arm in his pitching staff for Coach Burton's squad. We're going to see what he's able to do. Another player who he has a lot of trust in, putting in a variety of different situations.
Got a hold of this right away as it rolls into the outfield. Reinhardt can't get it back in time as he is easily safe on the bag at 1. Really nice swing of the bat by Lale. He's perfect in this 3rd game.
He is perfect, 3 for 3, and it's been that type of outing so far for Milligan. We really saw the momentum shift in this series in the middle portion of game number 2, game number 1 of today's doubleheader. That's when it looked like Milligan started to figure themselves out. Maybe they kind of shook off a little bit of the rust that they felt from that long trip from Tennessee over here to North Georgia. Their bats start to come alive. They found something in their pitching staff, and they've just carried that momentum on to game 3 and game 2 of this doubleheader.
1 away, 1 on board in the top of the 7th for the Buffaloes, as this big swing is going to result in strike 1. They could use something from Jones in this late stage. Chopper to the left, it goes foul. Oh, 2. Ropes this, center field. Eagles under it, and he's got it. 2 away, as Lale will have to return to the bag at 1 to stay safe.
Now batting number 6, Bryce Berkey.
And following him is Berkey, who's 0 for 3 in this 3rd game, the left fielder.
He's 0 for 3 in this game, but he came away with a huge hit in the last game. His hit was really the one that sparked the momentum shift for his team. I said it before earlier in this telecast that they're a different team offensively when Berkey gets going. We're going to see what he can do here. Milligan, only one more out, one more chance to add some insurance before Reinhardt's going to have a chance to get back into the ballgame.
Reinhardt would have to turn a really nice half inning to get back into this, trailing by a trio of runs, cold in this final game of this 3-game series against the Buffaloes of Milligan. Buffaloes man and headed out to 2 to try and get into scoring position. He's in time and safe. With 2 away, we'll play on in the top of the 7th inning.
And they're cold in this game. They've pretty much been cold since the 5th inning of the last game. And again, a lot of credit to Milligan being able to work themselves back into this series and trying to take a game off the 6th-ranked team in the country.
2-1. With 2 away, he'll hold off.
And it's so difficult when you lose those first 2 games just as a team to even get up for that 3rd game. Just rally the troops and be able to put yourself in position to win. We saw Reinhardt, they played against Tennessee Wesleyan. They were unable to win a game in that series.
The 3-1 is lasered and caught to retire the side, diving to get his glove onto the ball and send us to the bottom of the 7th, where Reinhardt will need 3 runs to try and put together a comeback against the Milligan Buffaloes and take the final game of the series. Back in North Georgia, where it's a 3-run game, 4-1, the lead in the hands of the Milligan Buffaloes, who are looking to close out. On the other side of campus, directly behind us, some softball underway, where it's a 3-run game. The Eagles trail to the Lions of Bryan and that. Also in action here on campus, up on top of the hill, a huge advantage put together for the Seahawks of Kaiser over the Reinhardt Eagles, 17-8, goal after goal pouring in. And the Koalas trailing to the Bears of Truett McConnell, 8-2. Reinhardt has to try to put together a comeback in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's game 3 of this weekend series between the Eagles and the Buffaloes of Milligan. Chopper to the left. This rolls down the line. It's a race over to 1. He's gone. Send him back to the dugout, punched out.
And those have been the type of plays that Milligan's made defensively throughout this game. Just really connected, really locked in the field. The infield especially making some very nice plays. Another one made to get Reinhardt down to their final 2 outs.
Stevens looking to become a hero. This one lasered over the plate for strike 1.
Ryan Stevens stepped up in a major way for Reinhardt against Cumberland earlier this week. Does he have more magic in his bat? Does he have another big moment left in him?
This one low, tight for a second ball as it rolls over the turf and is collected by the catcher. One away in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 4-1. Reinhardt Eagles looking to dig out of a hole. 2-1 goes left side. This one back towards the wall. Tracking it, trying to tell it to get out over the foul pole as this one goes way back and goes foul at the last moment.
And you saw the entire dugout waving their arms, trying to will that ball away from the pole.
Get out of here. So he'll go back to the plate with his second strike up on the board. We have an interesting vantage point. It's hard to explain from the broadcast booth. You can kind of tell there. That's more or less what we're looking at. You can't really see the foul pole at all from where Lorenzo and I are sitting. You can kind of see it.
Bishop trying to get a complete game here against the 6th-ranked team in the country.
This one choppered left foul as well. And the count is full. Absolutely battling is Stevens, the righty. 0 for 1 in this 3rd game of the series between the Buffaloes and the Eagles. And Milligan looking to close things out with a 3-1 lead, 4-1 in the 7th inning. Bishop deals, choppered to the right. This one sails and is collected. Unreal. Play at 1. He got him. Stevens back to the dugout. 2 away for the Buffaloes.
How about the freshman Smith laying out for that one and delivering the perfect on-time throw to first.
A little bit of pine tar on the mitt. How about it?
Man, got to check him for that. But
great play.
Great plays in the field being made by Milligan over the course of this game.
Reinhardt now seeking a miracle. Salazar 0 for 2 on the day. With 2 away in the bottom of the 7th, takes ball 1. What a day for Bishop dealing from on top of the mound. 1-0. Laser to the left, the little bloop is free through the gap, and he's easily on board on the bag over at 1.
And those who were looking at the game and saying, okay, I think this one's over, Salazar says, not so fast, trying to spark a 2-out rally here for the Reinhardt Eagles as we work our way back to the top of the batting order. And, hey, crazier things have happened.
Improbable, unlikely, certainly not impossible for the number 6 team in America. And Salazar followed by the leadoff batter, Phelps, who is due. He's over 2 on the day, in this game anyhow.
This is going to be the first mound visit of the game with Bishop. Just want to make sure that everything is going to be okay. It does not appear that they're going to make an imminent decision here. Now, if he can't end the inning and end the game after a few more ABs, then you would likely see a change there. Probably one more at bat. You want to see if he can finish the game. You want to give him a chance to finish off what will be a complete game.
There's a look at the last update, the Appalachian Athletic Conference baseball standings. By percentage, Johnson is that team to beat. Tennessee Wesleyan, Reinhardt, Milligan, Montreat rounding out your 5.
Now that'll flip after today's results get added on there. Tennessee Wesleyan getting 2 consecutive victories over Johnson. But the Royals, nice job this season and really establishing themselves as a team to really contend here in the AAC.
Reinhardt has to get Phelps on the base path here. There's no other option with 2 away.
Oh, not so fast. I said 2 wins against Tennessee Wesleyan. So Tennessee Wesleyan started fast. They were up 6 runs to none. It's now 8-8 in the top of the 5th between Johnson and Tennessee Wesleyan. So we'll see how that game finishes up.
Look out. He took a cut, and Phelps brings up strike 2. 2 away, 1 on board. Milligan Buffaloes looking to claim 1 of 3 from the Reinhardt Eagles. This one outside for a ball. Phelps in dangerous territory as Bishop has just been on fire.
Reinhardt down to their last strike of this game and what would be their first home loss of the season.
1-2. Chopper right up the middle. This could be the game. Shoveled to 2, and the Buffaloes take the win. They topple the number 6 Reinhardt University Eagles in Waleska, Georgia, and claim Game 3 4-1 on the Southeast Sports Network. Lorenzo, what a nice win for these Buffaloes to close the weekend series.
A nice win, and I talked about it a little bit earlier, but you always want to see how a team responds going down in a series 0-2. Milligan's response was to play the way that they played towards the end of the last game, continue their forward momentum, and pick up a big-time resume boost, knocking off the 6th-ranked team in the country at their place, getting a win and keeping themselves firmly within the race for the AAC regular season title.
And right now on your screen, as we've wrapped up a 4-1, 3-1 win in favor of the Milligan Buffaloes, taking Game 3 over the Reinhardt Eagles. That's behind us, a one-run game between the Reinhardt softball team and the Bryan Lions, which can be watched on the Reinhardt University Eagles YouTube channel. And things have wrapped up with a Kaiser Seahawks victory on the football game field, the stadium. Kaiser Seahawks able to topple the defending national champs Reinhardt Eagles in women's lacrosse. And in Columbia, South Carolina, they're in the 7th inning with the Truett McConnell Bears going to wrap things up, a 10-2 victory in AAC play against the Columbia Koalas. As you can see, they just ended the game right there. So congratulations to them on their victory. That'll do it for us here in North Georgia with that 4-1 win for the Buffaloes. Lorenzo, any closing thoughts, and what are they?
Reinhardt did a nice job in that first game, starting fast. Bit of an offensive struggle for them from that point on. Milligan doing a great job. Their pitching staff really showed out as this series went on. They're going to be a major player, a team that figures to be a playoff team once again. But no rest for the weary if you're the Reinhardt Eagles. They have 4th-ranked Georgia Gwinnett coming to town on Tuesday.
Georgia Gwinnett next for the Reinhardt Eagles. That'll be a fun series. I want to thank you for being with me, thank our crew, and thank everyone for tuning in. All games and events airing on our networks are broadcast live and our copyright material. Today's game will be archived inside of the Apper platform where you viewed it and available for replay. This has been a presentation of the Southeast Sports Network. For the Eagles, the Buffaloes, all the fans, our crew, and Lorenzo Robinson. 4-1 your final score as Milligan takes Game 3 of the series on the Southeast Sports Network. I'm Gabriel Schrei saying so long and have a wonderful weekend.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere. Catch the most thrilling moments from your favorite local teams, only on the Southeast Sports Network. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-winning goals, we bring you all the highlights that make the Southeast the heart of sports. Don't miss out. Tune in anytime, anywhere, and relive the action like never before. The action lives on our YouTube channel, but you can watch highlights many different ways by visiting our website. The Southeast Sports Network, where every play matters.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
The rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls. The endless echo of more than 10,000 caves. The serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
At the Salvation Army, a shelter isn't just a place to rest. It's a chance to shed layers, let loose, and finally let it go. With your gift, a warm bed is just the beginning. It's the first night of a new day. When our homeless neighbors feel safe enough to close their eyes, they can see the way forward.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire Tablet with just a few clicks.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.